I got no link to hold me down, to make me. All right, welcome traders. So great to be with you. I'm gonna do a quick, I gotta text Kimball real quick here and get an update on where we're at. So about maybe a half an hour ago, we were at 32,000 trades. So 32,000 trades a half an hour ago. Let me see if we've got an update real quick. Just texted Kimball. Hey, welcome to YouTube Live. We're going to be trading today. It's our Trader on the Street. It's our Mayday trade-a-thon. So great to be with you, and always look forward to these opportunities. I don't know if we're sharing screen or where we're at right now, but I'm looking at, we've had quite a sell-off on the euro. We had quite a sell-off on the euro this morning. It's been great. Made quite a few pips during the trading session this morning, and I'm doing my part to hit the 100,000 trades today. So, we're at 38,000 trades so far. So we've got a little ways to go. We're about a third of the way there, just over a third of the way there. So we're going to be trading a lot. Try and keep up. I don't know if I'll keep up. Anyway, so I'm looking to build some, I'm looking for some stability. I'm looking for some consolidation to form on the 5-minute chart. And so I'm going to start building positions inside this little range on the 5-minute chart, and hopefully pick up some money as we go through the trading session today. Hey Dave, will you monitor the chat box, and if we've got questions that come through, just shout them out if you don't mind. I won't be able to see your comments, but would love to make this as interactive as we possibly can today. So
here's a great question from Steve McConkey.
Steve,
is that live trades only or live and simulated?
Oh, that's live and simulated. So this is all any account. If you're in the simulated account, in your practice account, whatever it is, that's what we're measuring today. So the 100,000 will come off of those any account, simulated, live, whatever. So great question. All right, so here's what I'm looking right now. We've had that big sell-off in the euro this morning, and so you can see we've got some alternating bars over here on the 5-minute chart. Bearish, bullish, and looking for some consolidation to form. And then maybe, possibly, I think we might get a retracement on that 5-minute chart. So right here is about where we would maybe expect to get that breakout. So now it wouldn't surprise me if it comes right now, if that bullish rally comes right now. And it also wouldn't surprise me if we push back down one more time before we get that bullish break. So either or, we're gonna try and catch a break up right here. Place a few trades. I'm trading with small lot size right here. Real small lot size, 0.1 lot. So each trade is a $10,000 trade. And this is live account. So we're trading this morning we're trading our trading room account this morning. So I don't know if any of you knew this, but I started this account last year at the beginning of 2017 at 50,000, and I've just kind of let this one run. So in the course of from January of 2017, this account has grown from $50,000 to $144,000. So, and that's just trading with you guys. I mean, I trade this on Wednesday night in preparation for the Thursday morning trading room, and then I trade it in the trading room. So that's over the course of that period of time. All right, so you can see we're getting a little bit of that breakout right here, and we're just racking up some pips right now on these small trades. I would have liked to have gotten into a little larger position, and I would have had that market come down and pulled back up one more time. So we can peel off some of these or let them run. So as it pulls back, we're gonna try and pick up the retracement of the breakout. So we've had a little bit of the breakout here. Now we're gonna try and pick up the retracement. So we'll start to add a few more positions here, add a few more trades.
Daniel McKay asks, is this above average for the time of day?
The volatility, I think, is what you're asking, Daniel. If the volatility is above average for the time of day, and yes, it is, absolutely. It's been a beautiful market. We couldn't have asked for a better market to trade this morning. The candles are wide. I think each candle had, or what's the ATR? Let's look real quick. Probably 2, maybe 3 pips on the ATR. So let's do a 21 period ATR. So 3.5 pips on the ATR. You can see just about the 3.5 pips on the ATR. So that's a great moving market. Can't complain about that. Let's get rid of that noise. Don't like to obscure my my chart with an indicator for too long. All right, so getting a little pullback, two candle pullback hopefully into some support. So we're going to look for support to build here. And again, I'm going to keep building positions. I'm going to scale that up. Even though we're trying to place as many trades as we can today, we'd still like to make some money in the process. So if we're going to get a good run, this is a great place to get that run. I'm trading with a 2 pip profit target. I just changed that to 3 pips on that, because if we do get the breakout, I expect we'll run more than 3 pips. A breakout, an ATR right now is at 3, so the average bar is at 3. So if we get a good breakout bar, a good running bar, we should get more than 3 pips. So we can put a 3 pip target on there without too much anxiety. It's floundering around a little bit, so two bearish candles, one bullish candle, and now we're working on another bearish candle. So typically what happens, if it fails to break out solidly, if we fail to get a real solid breakout, then what will happen is it'll start to flounder, and then it'll start to turn over in this. So we may have to the longer this goes without having a bullish run, the bigger the chances that we'll get an actual pullback, like a full-on pullback, and then hopefully get a run. So I've got kind of one layer of trades on the books right here. I'm apt to put another layer of trades on the books down here, and hopefully that will give us a little launch pad for it to run higher. So that'll be sort of the approach that I'll be taking as we trade right here today. All right, it's not showing any kind of strength in the bounce or in the breakout yet. So again, that means the probability of it pulling back is pretty good. Now I could, through money management, I could close these trades out for very small losses, which is probably a good approach, especially given given the strong downtrend on the 5-minute and the daily chart. So I'm gonna let this one ride, because I think we've sold off pretty good, pretty solid sell-off throughout the day. So I'm expecting a little bit of a bounce. Pick up another one here and another. Big bullish engulfing candle. That's a good thing. But it's kind of giving up the ghost, right? All that pressure, all that downward pressure is pushing on that market right now. I think just going into a sideways consolidation here. Looking for that market to break up here. I'm going to adjust all these just a little bit higher. Just not a lot of conviction on the buyer's part yet. Let's see if we can close up above that. We should be in pretty good shape. It's breaking up. Let's get a body close up there. Get a body close. Come on. We've got just a few seconds left on that candle. There we go. Nice little jump there. So now we could be pulling off some of these. We could be pulling off some of these trades, but usually you get 1 or 2 bars on a breakout. So we'll let it run for 1 or 2 bars.
Quick question: what's your normal trading hours in the New York session?
Normally, when I'm trading, I'll be trading in the morning about. Oh, look, we're almost there. Oh, a lot of pressure on that market. Let's pull off a couple more here. So the question is, what are my normal trading hours? Typically, I'll trade in the mornings and try and catch the volatility of the U.S. Open. So I'll try and catch the volatility of the U.S. Open, and I'll also try and be done within about an hour of trading, so not much more than an hour of trading. It just does not want to. It just doesn't want to run right here. This might be a really slow breakout. No.
Really important question that Steve asked. He wants to know if you're buying lunch for the office today.
Oh, I got to tell you, I don't know if you guys remember this. For some of you old timers, the old Apiary Bees. We were at a summit, and I said at the morning session, I said, okay, whatever we make today, we're buying lunch. So if we make just a little bit, we're getting a little bit of lunch. If I make a lot, we're getting a lot of lunch. And so we ended up making, just over $1,000, I think, that day. Just maybe that morning, maybe $1,200, $1,300. And so I sent one of the guys to make a call to the pizza shop. and okay, so in Utah they have this pizza parlor, and I'm not joking. That pizza is like 2.5 feet wide. One pizza is 2.5 feet wide. It's just massive, right? And so he went and placed the orders for these pizzas. Anyway, the driver comes up and he's got all these pizzas in the back of a pickup truck, and it's stacked to that whole back of that pickup truck is stacked with these pizzas. And we get done unloading them. I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, that's a lot of pizza. He's like, well, I gotta go get the second batch of them. So we had a stack of pizzas probably 4 feet high on this trading session. So it was the craziest thing. Everybody took home a 2.5 foot pizza from that summit. Oh, good times. All right, so watch how the volatility has just really shrunk out of this market. So I'm going to go ahead and close these out. We got profit on most all of them. Just going to close these out. And so now what we're looking for is the volatility is shrinking, and so now we're going to kind of wait and find another trade setup. So
Sigma asks, are you trading purely off technicals in this trade?
Yeah, this is 100% technicals. I find that I do much better. Is it Sigma? Sigma? I find I do much better Sigma when I kind of turn CNBC off, when I don't get all of those analysts and talking heads, whispering in my ear. I tend to do a lot better just kind of watching the momentum and the volatility on the charts. Okay, so I'm going to get into a short now, and this might be a little early, but I got a really strong consolidation pattern form right here. And so I'm going to build for a down leg over here on the 5-minute chart. Now, I've placed this trade so many times where I set everything up for a short, and then finally, I get the momentum on the upside that I've been looking for. So it wouldn't surprise me one bit if at this moment the volatility breaks to the upside. See, right, just like that. That's why I didn't get in real big there. Now I'll start to build a bigger position. So I got one layer of 3 on the bottom, one layer of 3 on the top. And we're just going to look to try and catch the market as it comes back to that layer, that consolidation layer. So I'm going to adjust all the profit targets to the top of that consolidation. And I'm getting kind of committed into shorts now. So we're building in these short positions, so important that I start taking some profit off the table, managing these positions because I don't want to get too heavy in these different layers that I've got. So as that pulls back, I'll start to peel off some of those losses, those bigger losses. I'm trading a little bit more aggressive than I normally would today, especially, well, I've got some good padding built in the account. Normally we would say don't trade any different when you've got profit than when you do, but I'm feeling all that pressure on the market's going to push it a little bit lower, so I'm okay. I feel pretty confident getting into some shorts here. Who knows where it goes, but so building into these short positions. All right, so we've pulled all the way back. That little candle didn't last very long. Now let's close out some of the old. We're offsetting, so we've got 3 losses right there. Let's just take a look at the order history right here. Let's see, let's take off some of these. Have to set this account up. close date, I don't need to look at that. That's probably good. Fill date, probably don't need to look at that. All right, so here you see that whole set of short position trades, that whole set of short positions. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We had 3 losers and 8 winners on that so far. So not a bad little setup, and we'll keep playing this one. So this trade isn't over. What we're building for on this trade. What we're building for is a pullback. Now, we've had all that sell-off. We had the reversal that we were looking for earlier, the breakup. That happened. Made a little bit of money on that. Now I'm looking for a retracement on the 5-minute chart. That's it. That's all of these trades will be to catch that retracement. All right, so as this rallies back up again, we'll get some shorts, another short. Now I'm trading on the smaller side, and profit targets are down at 2. Got an update from Kimball. We're at 38,346. Ooh, we got a lot of trading to do this morning. We'll place a bunch of trades here. I'm going to adjust these take profits down to the top of that consolidation box. That's where I want to. That's where my target on all these trades is going to be, the top of that consolidation box. So I'll build. At some point here, if this keeps this slow march higher, like we've had this slow march higher, if that slow march higher continues, then I'll take different layers on that trade. Build in a layer here.
Sigma asks again, what's the name of this style of trading?
This style of trading is Shawn's wobble, the wobble technique. We're just kind of wobbling into a position. More of a drunken stagger right now. It's really price action. So what I'm doing is basically everything that I'm doing is based on trying to catch the next leg of the market. So we've got a leg here. I'm trying to catch the next leg. I don't know if that new leg's gonna start here. I don't know if it's gonna start now or if it's gonna start in 10 minutes. And so what I'll be doing is building positions to try and catch that leg, offsetting losses and taking gains all along the way, and just trying to catch that leg as it starts to form. So I don't know that there's a specific, a classical name for this style of trading. In the trading room, I often call it kind of wobbling into trades, where I, have layers of trades and then take layers off and then add layers to it. So that's really not the strategy. That's more the technique that I'm using. The strategy is to catch the next leg of the market. That's a reversal strategy, right? The trend is down. I'm basically trying to build a position into a down leg in the trend. That's the strategy. The technique is really what you're seeing me do here, and that's, building a position, taking positions off, booking profits into the account, all of that good stuff.
Greg asks, in your opinion, what's it going to take for the euro to start going up long term?
Greg, to be honest with you, I'm not real convinced that the euro will have, I think most of the play in the euro has been made at this point. Oh, look, there we go. Just hit all of our profit targets. Give me 1 second and I'll finish that conversation up with you. Maybe I'll do a Facebook Live on this in the near future. But just this past week, I had an interview with Brent Johnson at Santiago Capital. There's another ICE Capital Management put out a report last night. A lot of these big institutions right now, a lot of the guys that are managing billions and billions of dollars in the market right now, a lot of them are of the opinion that we may see a pretty strong rally in the dollar. I mean, that's contrary to what all of the talking heads on CNBC are saying, and it's contrary to what popular opinion is saying, and the news outlets definitely don't want to see a strong dollar. But yet there are some framework issues, some foundational structure items that are pointing towards a pretty strong dollar, especially if the Fed continues to raise rates. A lot of that money will start to flow out of the world into the US dollar, simply because, number one, it, for good or for bad, it's been one of the strongest financial center in the world for, decades. And that just doesn't die overnight, even though we all look at it through the lens of it's dying, which it is, but it doesn't die overnight. And so you get these, you get these big movements where people think it's dying, and then it shows strength, and so all that money rushes back in, kind of like a pan of water. You tilt the pan of water and everything rushes this way. You tilt it just a tiny bit and all of a sudden it all rushes back the other way. And so what I think we're going to see is a rush of global liquidity moving back into the dollar. Just an opinion. I think long term dollar dies, but short term, meaning the next few years, I think dollar might have a really strong run. I know that's contrary. I know not very many people share that opinion, and I didn't for the longest time. I think my own opinion has changed on the matter in recent months. Adjusting all of these back down. So we came down, hit our profit target, right? And now we're hitting at a second time. So it came down, hit our profit target, took out all those trades, bounced back up. So we kind of got two for the price of one. We got two moves, all for the price of one. Built more short positions up in here. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, we got some camera issues here. So we've got some, swapping out some cameras. Anyway, as that market drops back down, you can see over here on the 5-minute chart, we're starting to show a little bit of a reversal pattern on that 5-minute chart. It's kind of hard to see because of all my trades on. So we're up about 1.4% in the account. Not a bad day, not a bad trading day. Feel pretty good about that. There's all those trades just fired off, closed out. Take a look at our performance again. Just like steady Eddie, right? Very good win to loss ratio. There's our three losing trades for the morning. But you can see it's been pretty decent morning. This is what I call sipping profit out of the market. Comes from the old idea that, nobody wants a penny, right? Nobody wants a penny. You walk across the parking lot and you see the parking lot is just littered with pennies. But if you pick up enough of those pennies, it all adds up, right? And you at the end of the day, you know, all that little coin, all that little pocket change adds up. You know, I've taken my family and bought Disneyland tickets with all the change that adds up, and the same thing in an account like this. You know, all the little profits add up. So you can see over here on the 5-minute chart, it's kind of performed exactly like we had planned, and we caught that down leg. Now the question is how far down does this go? So we've got a whole layer of support over here on the 5-minute chart. A whole layer of support right in that circle. So we could stop at the top of the circle, we could stop at the bottom of the circle, we could stop anywhere in between. We've just got a whole layer of support level right in there. So unfortunately for us right now, let me see here. Unfortunately for us right now, we're in what I call a low probability trading zone. I don't have a lot of certainty. I don't have a lot of real confidence in the next leg being higher. I don't have a lot of confidence that it'll go up like this, or if it'll come down and go sideways, or if it'll come down and drop. So at this point, I don't really have a lot, not a high probability trading time, so I don't know if I want to be placing a bunch of trades on. Simply because we're in a downtrend, but we're at the outer edges of the downtrend, and so support should come in at some point. And where does that support come in? Is it here? Is it down here? Is it down here? Those are the big questions. And so I kind of have to just kind of wait until I get a little bit more information before I place trades. So part of being a good trader is knowing when to trade and when not to trade. And right now is one of those times when it's better to just kind of let the market figure out what it wants to do, and then you can place some trades. I will, for the sake of trading this morning, I will put some on the book. I'll put some longs in right here, just simply because we should find some support and get a temporary bounce out of this down leg. So we should see at least some bounce, just kind of like that. Oops. Clear these charts here.
Alexander says he likes The Gambler.
Good old Kenny Rogers. If he only knew what a great song he wrote for trading. So an up leg, right? A really strong candle out of the down leg. And so now I'm going to build some shorts. These are just little scalp trades. We're not going to look to make too much money on them. Again, really a low probability trading zone right now. Real low probability. So I won't be building bigger positions like you saw earlier. Smaller positions. That might drop. That might drop here. Let's build another layer down here. Take a little bit of profit. Oh, I missed it.
Tony is asking if the 1.20, the level 1.20 means anything.
Level 1.20. Oh, the psychological boundary of a round number always plays into something. You know, round numbers generally have an influence on the market simply because when people are placing long-term trades or long-term targets or long-term stops, it's convenient to put them at, 1.20. And so you'll often see psychological influence around that. Not that it means anything technically, not that it means anything, or not technically, but economically, I guess. Not that it has anything to do with the economy or anything like that. It's just you tend to get more trades around that. You tend to get more trades around those round numbers. All right. Again, just a low probability zone. Just not entirely sure what it's going to do. We can pick up a few scalp trades here and there, maybe, but it rallied up and got pushed down pretty hard. So not a real clear, in the words of Yoda, the future is unclear. It is, or something like that. I don't know. It's foggy. What is it? Okay, everybody here is doing the head shake. What is the quote, Yoda? Come on, I know you guys know. No, the future is foggy, it's unclear, something like that. I don't know. Misquotes of the century here. Building a little short position here.
Trading, Shawn.
What's that? Stick to trading? Thanks. I'll do it.
Jim Bourne said, unclear the future is.
Unclear the future is. That's exactly what it was. Thank you.
Doc Brown said the future is what you make of it.
Oh, Doc Brown. I like both of those. That's funny. Got a little bit of a...
Some people are wondering why you don't look at other pairs.
Great question. Super question. So the question is, why do you not look at other pairs? I do, but what happens in trading is you tend to start to get to know the currency that you're looking at. There's a personality. Each instrument has a personality to it, and you start to understand it. You see how it moves. You know how it moves. You just really get a kind of an intimate understanding of everything about that currency. And so I've traded the euro for so long, and so I can kind of get a feel for the unwritten characteristics of the currency. And then, it's like, I don't know, back in the old days, a horse, the horse, you just knew what the horse would do because you understood all of its reactions, all of its instincts and everything like that. So you had a pretty good idea how your horse was gonna move when you're riding. Kind of the same concept in the market. You really just get a feel for how the market moves, the personality of it. You got to spend a lot of time trading it in order to get to that level. but it definitely works. I've got a little bit of my internet connection is not good right now. So let me close out of this real quick and get back in. Oh, there's our Mayday pull.
Hey.
There's our Mayday pull. So let's, they're celebrating isn't that cool? The whole, they they dance around this pole with these ribbons, and they braid they braid the pole. It's pretty cool how they do that. Let's jump back in. See where we're at. And I think too many trades. Having difficulty finding the server. We might have some server issues right now. Let me text our developers. What's the scoop?
They already knew.
I
think they're working on it.
I think we've overloaded the servers. See there, it's coming back up. Now the still loading servers. So this I'm trading through a British LP right now. And so sometimes this LP, when we get some bad data quotes, it puts our servers in kind of a loop and has to reset. So I'm thinking that's what might be happening. Let me confirm. Yeah, still. Well, I think we'll probably wrap up for the day anyway. So we picked up quite a few pips on the day. We placed quite a few trades. I don't know how many trades we placed, but it was a good chunk of trades. I don't even think I can access the history server here. Anyway, keep posted. Keep once the servers come back up online. Let's keep placing trades and see if we can hit our 100,000 trade mark. Always great trading with you. Love it. And hopefully, you know, these little trading sessions like this, hopefully they're enlightening, and hopefully, you know, always something that we can learn from the market. So I just heard the camera die on us over here too. So it's one of those days, right? Any rate, happy trading. Check back at 11 o'clock. Todd will be doing another trading room with you at 11 o'clock Mountain Time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern Time and 10 a.m. Pacific Time. So come back and check with Todd, and for now, we'll see you next in the next trading room, which will be Thursday. Thanks everyone. Happy trading.